Flights are resuming in and out of Mexico after being canceled during a surge of unrest sparked by the killing of cartel leader El Mencho. A radio host from the Inland Empire is now back home after almost getting stranded in Michoacan during the conflict. Jose Quintero was back on the air this morning on Cali 93.9, and he shared these videos and pictures of his mission to get to the airport Sunday afternoon. Quintero says burning buses and trucks blocked many of the roads, and he says at one point he feared for his life.
The driver did tell us, like, hey, these are probably people working with the cartel and who are sending information about people passing by, possibly cops, possibly National Guard. So just hearing those words from our driver also kind of cemented to me like the idea of how much danger I was really putting myself into by even risking going to the airport.
Quintero says his original flight home to the Ontario airport was canceled. He managed to get onto an Aeromexico flight that arrived at LAX around 9:30 last night.
All right, for more context here, we're taking a closer look at the connection between Southern California and the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Federal records show the drug lord's stepson was born in Orange County. NBC4's Amber Frias is live from Santa Ana with the influence of that cartel on Southern California. Amber.
Hey, Colleen. Well, that stepson, Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez, was born right here in Santa Ana. Now, we don't know where he currently lives. We do know that he is currently wanted in the U.S. and that there is a $5 million reward for information that may lead to his arrest. In the wake of the reported death of Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, the leader of one of Mexico's most powerful cartels, new details are emerging north of the border. The U.S. Department of State says that his stepson, Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez, was born in Santa Ana. Federal officials say Gonzalez has influence within a subgroup of the cartel, though there is no public evidence he directed drug trafficking operations in Southern California. We spoke with Guadalupe Correa Cabrera, co-director of the Terrorism and Transnational Crime and Corruption Center at George Mason University.
Some of the so-called cartel members, send their families or family members to the United States, their sons and daughters. We saw that with El Chapo Guzman. Sometimes they are born in the United States.
But this isn't the first time SoCal has been linked to the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. In 2024, El Mencho's son-in-law was arrested in Riverside on federal drug charges after authorities say he faked his death in Mexico and moved to the U.S. Former federal prosecutor John Kirby says having associates or family members in the U.S. can reflect a cartel's reach, especially if they are American-born.
If you have somebody who is actually born here and can travel freely, that could have a big influence as far as the connections that he can make, as far as how he can deal with people here in the United States.
According to the DA, the influence of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel has spread across the U.S. and the world. Now, following its leader's death, attention is turning to who may take over.
The killing of El Mencho is not going to end up with this criminal network. This criminal network will adapt to a new reality, will adopt new leaderships in plural, and it will reconfigure itself.
And according to experts we spoke with, they believe El Mencho's stepson, Valencia Gonzalez, could be considered one of the successors. But again, there are many others who may be considered as well, being that it is such a big cartel. And again, his stepson is wanted here in the U.S. Reporting live in Santa Ana, Amber Frias, NBC4 News.
Amber, thank you.